This Inland Championship action is proudly brought to you by EV Dynamics and their associate sponsors. We head down to Dezzi Raceway on the south coast, and it's always good to be down on the south coast, particularly when there's good racing. And that's what we've come for with the Inland Championship. Picking up an action from the Inex Legends and the Motile MPCs and Super Saloons combined.
EV Dynamics Inland Championship.
Yes, it's Inland Championship, but we're on the coast and absolutely perfect conditions with 20 degrees Celsius, the ambient temperature, 23 km/h winds, and absolutely perfect conditions to go racing in. We pick up an action from the Motile MPCs and Super Saloons. Over 30 cars out here today, all trying to catch Keegan Pottas, the man who set the pace at almost every single round, but he's going to be pushed hard by some local contenders and the usual ones that are at the front end of this field. Heading down towards turn one, Pottas looks like he's got the drop. JB Brett around the outside as they come down onto the braking marks. Oh, in the background, Fanico got a shape. Fanico got completely out of shape. I think he might have been tagged there by TJ Sharp in the Alpha. Tony's on the inside there. I think one of the Golf was involved as well, but you can see it just slowed everybody up. This is Fanico's point of view on the back end of Duncan Dos Reis. There you go. Slams into the side of Elton Fuchs. And Duncan Dos Reis has to take the long way around turn one. Lawrence misses out. So does Giles Derrick. Fortunately, the rest of the field just squeezing by and getting through. He just pushed ahead of a couple of drivers there. I think one was Galway there. Yes, indeed, John Galway just having to take evasive action. On board here with Dirk Lawrence as they come under braking up to the top of the hill to turn number 7. On the brakes into turn 7, and what a move there. Great move there from the Honda, diving on the inside of Duncan Dos Reis, a local man here in the Pirelli Porsche coming up into Dunlop. It's a triple apex corner as they come out of Dunlop, and look at hard this man is pushing, trying to get away from that Porsche. You can see a couple of stricken cars on the sideline there. That's due to some earlier incidences, not quite in this race, but here we go. Back down into turn 1. Great to see, there you go, Doug Fear showing absolute no fear with the usual contenders in this class and putting the backdraft Cobra out in front. Fighting with King Kenny in the background. It's Galway trying to put the pressure on to a couple of drivers out there as well, and have a look at that as he dives on the inside, trying to find a way through there. Pecky's out of shape. Oh, and the Midas GTR is out of shape there, properly facing the wrong way, coming out of the corkscrew. Looks like the Grange workwear car's getting through there and just avoiding the spinning car that was in front of them. Side-by-side action now as they come up under braking. The two Golfs are very evenly matched. You can see just how hard they're having to work though to try and stay ahead of this big field of cars. Heading into the dam section. There's a lot of Golf 1s involved here. Up the front end, Paul Simon now under a bit of pressure, you can see, from Doug Fear. And just behind them, it's Darroch and Simon. Here comes JB. Late braking from JB Brett as he came into the southern loop here at Dunlop. Oh, he's out of shape. Got a little bit heavy on the loud pedal there and just got the car to loop out. He should be able to get back on track and probably won't lose any other position there because the rest of the field are a little bit further back. Here we can see maneuver from Giles Derrick coming up on the inside of Tony Sharp. Tony Sharp in the ailing Alpha, and eventually being outgunned there by that Golf 1 as they came through. So the EV Dynamics man starting to make his way through the field rapidly, trying to close down on Duncan Dos Reis in that Pirelli Porsche. Coming across the line, good start here from these guys. There you go. There's the gap now. TJ Sharp starting to come under a bit of pressure as well from 3 other Mark 1 Golf. Van Niekerk has recovered nicely, although he is still getting a little bit sideways through turn 1. And now heading up to turn 2, putting the pressure. The two EV Dynamics boys here going at it. No holds barred here. Shane Kruin under pressure from Van Niekerk. Van Niekerk trying to find a way past. Starting to get into the mix there big time. Great little battle that's going to rage there, I'm sure, all day long. All of a sudden, Bjorn Gerbert has come into play as well in the GTV. Head Alpha GTV and JB Brett now fighting hard. In fact, Economides looks like he's got ahead. Yeah, Economides is just ahead of the two of them. So George Economides now being closed down by the Alpha and the second BMW on track. You can't see Keegan Pottas, he's disappeared out front. He's a difficult man to beat. Particular circuit where this car works so well. There's Economides being closed down. JB Brett on the inside into 1, and he gets through. Brett gets through up into turn 1 and up into 3rd place overall now, trying to close down on Economides. Stricken car there is Elton Fuchs. That's the car, of course, that was involved in that turn 1 incident on lap number 1. Brett can see the BMW and he's going to try as hard as he can to close it down. Further back, continued fight here as Kruin goes on the inside of Tony Sharp. Tony Sharp loses out as they come out of turn 1. He runs. Ooh, that is Kruin running wide. Yeah, Kruin running exceptionally wide. It's opened up an opportunity for Van Niekerk to go side by side here with TJ. They've already come together once today. Let's see if they can keep it all together. No. TJ just gives him enough room. But he takes the wide line down the corkscrew, and that's going to cut and probably affect his drive. Yes, look at that. He runs completely wide out of the second part of the corkscrew, and straight back at them comes Kruin. Doug Fear now putting the pressure on. He finds a way past. Kroon unfortunately got no answer there to the little bit of extra power coming from that massive backdraft Cobra as he comes onto the main straight now and tries to close down on the second of those Golf 1s out of EV Dynamics. Wow, Keegan Pottas, look at that. Oh man, that is just top quality stuff from Keegan Pottas. Lit up into turn number 1. That is an exceptional bit of driving and well caught, because that could have cost him dearly. Continued fight here between the Golf 1s. What a dice. Absolutely nothing in it, and Darroch looking for a way through. Van Niekerk has found his way back to the front end and has just squeezed out Giles Darroch. He's got Valdo just ahead of him. They try to close things down now in the closing stages. Can he get through? He's looking for a way. Oh, it's so close, and he gets up the inside into turn 1. So a bit of a change up there. Valdo Swickers losing out, but Swickers will probably look to come back at him. Those two very evenly matched golfs. Red flag unfortunately coming out. Must have been an issue somewhere on circuit. I think it might have been involved. Yes, it is. I kind of picked up in the background. The Midas GTR of John Galway has gone onto the banking and a fire has started. That's the reason why they've had to call the red flag. So confirmation of the results on the red flag. Class A going to Keegan Pottas. Class B was taken by George Economides ahead of Born Gerbert. And then it's Valdo Swickers beating out Giles Darroch for Class C honours. Class D eventually going to Franklin Mateo. He did a good job to keep out Kenny Darroch. John Galway, although he's still parked on the sideline, is classified still in first place for Class E, and Trevor Long takes Class X. Further down in the Super Saloons, Class A went to Doug Fear in the Cobra, and JB Breert took Class B in the BMW. Straight into Heat 2 of Motile NPCs, SRA and Super Saloons combined. And once again, diving on the inside and getting the whole shot, it's Keegan Pottas. I don't think anyone's going to have a match or mark for him here today. But in the sort of dying light and slightly cooler conditions, maybe some of these other cars can perform a bit better. You can see Doug Fear already up in third place. Economides diving through and trying to find a way past as he gets onto the tailpiece of Gerbert. He's got Dirk Lawrence behind him, and then it's the golf battle of note. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them tucked in behind, looking for a way through early on. Look at the pressure being applied there by the 103. And see, there's not much in it there between King Kenny. Paul Van Niekerk's on his tail trying to find a way onto the back end of Kenny. And Kenny's looking for a way past Dirk Lawrence in the Honda. The JDM tuning Honda is a very quick car. Oh, locking up the brakes. Don't be doing that down into turn 5. I can tell you that that's not King Kenny in that car, actually. I beg your pardon. It is Giles Darroch, who swapped out with his dad. So that's why we're getting late braking in that car. And that's why that car's probably a little bit further up than what it was earlier on. Bjorn Gerbert, Economides, Lawrence. There's a move on the inside. That's a big move from Van Niekerk on Giles Darroch. There you can see Giles definitely with the bright orange sort of Formula 1 boating helmet he's got. As they come up to turn 2, he loses out one position to Van Niekerk, his good mate. On track, there are no friendships though. Every man for himself. Golf 1s come flying through there. Then it's the BMW. And of course the BMW of there is Trevor Long. Around the outside comes Tony Sharp. He's trying to find a way past on Ibrahim Peck. Peck looking for a way just to stay with that little Alfa Romeo. But further up the field, continued fight here for the Golf 1 honours. What a dust. Oh, nuts again. It is late braking from Darroch, locking those back tyres up. At a circuit like this, it is quite abrasive on tyres, so he's going to have to be worried about that. As will Van Niekerk as he gets out of shape. In fact, that's Kroon. Kroon out of shape. Oh, they're so evenly matched there. All three of these Golfs giving it everything they can. Kroon gets out of shape. He now tries to come straight back at Giles Darroch on their tail. Look at this little fight. Absolutely nothing in it. Great to see Elton Fuchs back in this one. Remember, he was parked on the sideline after being tagged in the first race, but he's now back in it. And he's applying pressure to our usual contenders here in the Motile NPCs. Golf 1's in full flight, heading down into turn 1. There you can see the gap that has opened up ever so slightly there with Van Niekerk leading out. Darroch loses out to Fuchs. He now goes on the defensive to keep out Kroon. Battle will continue right to the line. Economides applying pressure onto the back end of Gerbert. Bjorn Gerbert having some fun and games of his own, trying to close down on Doug Fear. Fear with a much better start. Hasn't had to worry about trying to fight his way through the Golfs and kind of the back markers. He's now, of course, in Class X. And he's a little bit further up the field, which is giving him a bit more breathing space. And of course, with this little fight happening behind him, it's certainly giving him a much more of an opportunity to be on the top step of, or even the step of the podium overall. Here we go. There's Fuchs on the inside. He knows the circuit well, uses a slight bit of local knowledge to dive on the inside, and Van Niekerk loses out. Van Niekerk will do well to just hang on to the back here of Fuchs and watch the lines. Don't hit that curb on the inside. That'll do damage to your car as they come onto the main straight. Here we go, under the Dunlop Bridge and down towards turn 1. Further through the field, you can see, a nice little fight here continuing. As we saw earlier on there, the 135 is Franco Di Matteo, and the 130 car, Don McKee, all over the back of him. So Matteo in the laser, the Golf 1, looking for a way past, diving inside, not quite getting onto the inside of the corkscrew. Unfortunately, the camera angle here doesn't quite give you the elevation of that corkscrew. It drops away from you completely, and it's a complete off-camber right-hander as you start the corkscrew. Then you flick it over onto the left-hand side and head up to the top here to turn 5. Battling continuing at the front here, and you can see the battle is really on here. Economides looking for a way through. He's got an inside line, but he's not on the inside line for the next corner. Gerbert is there. Shuts the door. Late braking. Using the curb to ensure that Economides has to drive around the outside, and he does. Wow, great bit of driving there. George Economides finding a way past in the 328 IS and finding a way to get past that powerful V6 GTV. Bjorn comes straight back at him. Look at that defensive driving. A bit of understeer as well from the BMW as he locked up going into Dunlop. You can see him sliding with the wheel turn, just trying to get that inside line. He managed to get it, and he's just got through there on the GTV of Gerbert. They start another lap. Here's the battle with the Golfs. And now Tony Sharp has joined there as well. Darroch under pressure from Kruin. TJ right on their tail. Tony's looking for a way past. Can he find it? These are two very seasoned campaigners. In fact, all three of them have been around for a while in this series and certainly love the little in-house fights that happen. Like this one. And Di Matteo under pressure. Wow, late braking from Don McKee. Can he get through? Yes, I think he can. Yeah, he's got through, only just. Brilliant stuff there. But Di Matteo tries to come back at him. Can't quite get that inside line with the Deltec batteries forward laser. Now he'll have to try and fight it back. Darroch late on the brakes into 1. Looks like there might be some problems there. No, they're coming up on a back marker. That is Clinton Mercedes. Mercedes now starting to come into the mix there. In fact, it's not a back marker. Mercedes has made his way past and got through on Trevor Long and on Tony Sharp. So a local boy here, of course, goes to school literally across the road and spends most of his racing career in the NGN Polo Cup. But here in his Golf 1, showing the boys what to do at his home track. Definitely a man who could possibly get into the top 10. They're not going to catch him. The checkered flag is out, and Keegan Pottas once again takes a victory in Class A. Economides takes the Class Bs ahead of Gerbert, Darroch and Kruin. 1 and 2 in Class C. Class D honours an incredible drive at the back there, going through to Ibrahim Peck, beating out Don McKee. Wayne Pereira taking the Class E's, and X yet again swapped out this time by JB Brett and Doug Fear. After the break, join us for some Inex legends from the Dezzi Raceway in Port Shepstone. Welcome back to Dezzi Raceway on the South Coast for the Liqui Moly Inex Legends. 15 cars coming down here to battle it out. And when we say battle it out, they normally go 4x4 into turn 1. Let's see if that's going to be the case here at Dezzi Raceway. And a big welcome return for Devin Robertson, the ex-world champion in this category. Let's see if we can show these boys what it's all about as they head down toward turn 1. Told you 4x4. In fact, make that 5x5 into turn 1. What a start to this heat. This is heat 1 of 3. Remember, Liqui Moly involved with these guys, but a big welcome to Global Routing Solutions, our day sponsor for the Inex Legends. And what a day to sponsor Inex Legends when you've got a world champion and 3 ex-South African champions in the mix in this category as they go through the corkscrew for the very first time. Watch out in the background. We're going to be seeing action as we go on board here with Justin Robertson. I was about to say, not quite where he wants to be. He's sitting at the moment in second place, but already diving and looking for a way past into the lead as he dives up on the inside, and Charles Roux has to give that one up. Robertson hits the front. He's the championship leader in this class, and he wants to try and get as many victories in the bag as he can. But keep an eye out on the 2 number 1 cars. Of course, we've got SA number 1 and world number 1 in this category, and they're starting to make their way to the front end rapidly. Now coming under braking as they head up towards the southern loop. There you can see some maneuvers coming through. Watch out for Robertson. Watch out for Upton. And look out for Charles Roux. Jagger Robertson involved there as well. So we've got 3 Robertson involved in this little fight to the front end. And looking for a way past, you can see, that lime green car. That is Devin Robertson. Closing down on Upton, the blue and light blue colours. Just diving through and getting away from Johan van der Venter as they come through there. And he, of course, looking for an opportunity to bring his car a little bit higher up. He's fighting in the Masters category and looking for a podium. Richard Upton looking to get to the front. Still got to try and find a way past here on Gerard Roux. There he dives on the inside. Roux out of shape. Charles Roux out of shape, and Gerard Roux being overtaken at the same time. I think he might have been caught up watching the little slide up the front end from his family member, but getting out of shape properly there. I think he was able to keep it. Yes, he was. There he is, just behind Evan Robinson as they head up towards Dunlop now. We've literally got Justin Robinson leading out here. Devin Robinson finding a way through on Richard Upton. Upton now being demoted down one position. It's world number 1 and SA number 1 side by side with the Roo boys right on their tail, trying to close in on the championship leader. Devin has got his sights firmly set on his uncle just up the road. See whether or not the big boss Auto Man can get there. I'm sure it's not going to be too much of an issue there for him. Jagger Robertson now starting to fight out with Van Heerden and the 31 car there. And that, of course, being driven by Richard Van Heerden. So Van Heerden, Van der Venter, and Robinson going at it up into turn 2. See these cars running ever so slightly wide there, trying to find a way and a line into. Much better line coming out of Jagger Robertson than the 2 cars in front, but that's because they're under pressure. And there's a move. Jagger dives on the inside, finds a way past, and Van Heerden loses out. We're on board here with Johan, looking straight back into the eyes of Jagger Robertson as they come out of 4, going into 5, down towards 6, down the hill towards the dam now. Jagger Robinson's on the inside. Can he be later on the brakes? He is. He gets on the inside and finds a way past. Great onboard camera work there from the man in that car, Johan van der Venter. Oh, no love lost there, hey? No respect whatsoever. The nephew diving through there on his uncle and taking the lead and getting away from Justin Robinson. Further back, some sideways action from the 713 there. Chris Hoy having a bit of fun and games of his own as they come through there and fighting with the 12 car of Willie Erasmus. Erasmus not quite on the pace we normally see him. He's normally a bit higher up. He must have had an issue earlier on in the race. Second place up for grabs now. Upton trying to go around the outside. Remember, this is the championship battle right here. Coming under braking, Justin Robinson trying to hold that inside line in Dunlop. It's a triple apex right-hander and then a flick across to the left. And he's got the inside line now for the left, so he did that perfectly. Stayed on the outside line. They're not going to catch Dev. Dev's going to take the win. A welcome return for him as well. And beating out Upton and Erasmus in the pro category. Justin Robinson beats out the 2 Roo boys for the master side of things. Further down the field, another man at the top end of his category. Jagger Robinson taking the young lions. And semi-pros, Dane van Heerden and Chris Hoy. Straight into race 2, and a little bit of a change up there as we can see the 73 car out front as they head down onto the braking markers. It's Sean Moore who gets the whole shot down into turn 1. But look at Devin Robinson already applying pressure. He's about 7th place at this stage. Coming up on the outside, watch out for the 31 car there, Van Heerden. Van Heerden looking for a way pass, hasn't quite found it just yet. He sits in 3rd place. Then you can see the second of the Ziegler cars involved there as well. You can see just how hard they're having to push. Not going to be easy up for these guys. The usual contenders have got some work to do as they've got to make their way through this big pack of cars. Dane van Heerden already with a victory in the bag, looking for another one here. Back on board with Justin Robinson as he heads down the hill towards 5. Absolutely brilliant stuff. He dives on the inside and finds a way past. Going up into 4th place overall. And looks like Roo going to come along for the ride. Gerard Roo this time not looking to make any mistakes. And slides through there. Trying to find a way early on. And he's gone side by side with Justin as they go through into turn 6. Heading up into the top section and to the northern loop, you can see Devin Robinson is already starting to make his way past and looking for opportunities where they are. That's the difference here. If you get an opportunity to overtake, you've got to try because these cars are so evenly matched. If you miss that one opportunity, it can cost you dearly. Upton looking to come through the field as well. You can see both of them side by side. 111, that's Devin Robinson in the Big Boss Auto lime green car, and on his inside is the SA number 1. That's Upton. They come flying past, trying to find a way past on Levine. Levine is going to lose out here to both of them. Under braking towards turn 1. Dev goes defensive. Upton's on his tail. He'll just be a little bit later on the brakes. Just try and stay there with Devin Robinson. He knows that if Devin Robinson is going to get to the front, he can probably go with him and find his way to the front, just going with the same lines that Dev takes. Up the field, though, things starting to change up. Look at this. Absolutely Van Heerden diving on the inside, trying to find an opportunity that was there. But it doesn't look like he's got through there on Ian Upton. Ian Upton just forcing the rest of this field to stay in 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th place. There's Roo diving on the inside. Has a big look at Robinson. Robinson shuts the door. Devin Robinson had a big maneuver put on him there, but he was fortunate enough to see it coming. Now, Justin Robinson and Devin Robinson working together here as they head up the hill. Trying to close things down here. They go with Van Heerden. Good move. Diving on the inside. Upton loses out. In fact, it looks like Ian Upton's got a bit of a problem. He's pulling to the sideline. So that's the reason why he probably put in the pit lane. How's that? 5 cars, and you can throw the proverbial blanket over those 5 cars because there's nothing in it between them as they head down onto the braking markers, trying to close down here on the ever-impressive Sean Moore. Moore leads up. Justin Robinson off the road, losing lots of ground there. Loses out to Devin and to Roo, and it looks like Upton going to come around his outside. Richard Upton looking to try and find a way past his championship rival. Van Heerden under big pressure. Look at that. Devin Robertson goes side by side. He goes around the outside of the bottom section. There's a lot of people that can get that right, but Devin Robertson just shows them that you can put the car there and still make the top turn. Further back. Battle continuing here. The 713 car, Chris Hoy, looking for semi-pros. Remember, he's already been on the podium and we're looking for another semi-pro podium if he can find one. So he's able to keep it all together. Dane Van Heerden is a bit further up the road from him. So that semi-pro battle continuing. The pro and masters battle at the front is starting to heat up. Devin Robertson has got through, and it looks like he's pulling away now from our early race leader. And I don't think there's any answer coming out of Sean Moore. Sean Moore is under big problems. Oh! Getting tagged. That is massive. That is Justin Robertson who got tagged there. And it looks like he's going to lose out big time here. There's Rue diving on the inside. He's found a way past. And the 73 car now being demoted down into what is third place. It might be fourth place as Van Heerden comes along. And so does the other of the Rue boys. 23 is Charles. Charles now looking for a way on Van Heerden as he goes into turn 1. Maybe we'll get 2 in 1 here. Yes, he is. Oh, that is late braking from Charles Rue to try and find a way past. 23 versus 73. And they side by side to the top of the hill. Is it going to be the 23 car or the 73 car to come out best though? They go around the outside. He's going to have the inside line for the second part of the corkscrew. And he has the door firmly shut. That's to get up onto the curbs. Brilliant driving coming out of Sean Moore here. Checkered flag once again for Devin Robertson. He takes the win ahead of Willie Erasmus and Richard Upton in the pro class. It's Gerard Rue who hangs on for the win in the Masters, beating out Charles Rue and Richard Van Heerden. A lot of lost ground there for Justin Robertson in that category. Dane Van Heerden coming through for semi-pros ahead of Chris Hoy. And once again, Jagger Robertson taking the win in the Young Lions. After the break, join us for the final bit of action from Port Shepstone and the Liqui Moly Inex Legends. Welcome back down to the South Coast and Dezzi Raceway as we go into the final heat of the Liqui Moly Inex Legends. Once again, Ian Upton getting the whole shot and looking for a chance to get away. Jagger Robertson having to go onto the dirty stuff. And oh, nearly coming straight into the side there of his uncle. Fortunately, Devin Robertson saw him coming and took evasive action. And I think only one car might have just been caught out there in the back by a little bit of evasive action that had to be taken as the number 76 came flying across. And I had to try and find a way back onto the track after he got into the dirty stuff. Let's see how things have panned out as they head down the hill for the first time. You can see all our usual contenders are starting to get there and looking for opportunities right from the word go. Sean Moore, Steve Levine in there as well. Justin Robertson with the 2 Rue boys on his tail. And it looks like Devin Robertson trying to bring along a bit of a maneuver there from the back of the field in the 111 car. He's onto the back end of that 713. That is Chris Hoy. Hoy now under attack from a world champion in this category. Justin dives on the inside, finds a way past the 33 of Stephen Levine. And looks like the 2 Rue boys going to try the same thing, heading up into Dunlop. Late braking from them. Both got through. Devin Robertson closes into the back end now. See just how tight it is between these guys. Nothing in it at all. And as I said, in the first and second heat, if you don't make an overtaking maneuver when one opens up, you're going to lose out valuable ground. And that's the reason why you can see how well Devin Robertson is able to get through here. Every time there's one that's available to him, he nails it. And you cannot afford not to because these cars are so evenly matched. A little bit of setup that gets done for these cars, particularly down here at the coast, is the only difference in the way that things happen on track. Oh, Hoy under attack now from Upton. SA number 1, looking for a way past on our number 1 driver so far today. In fact, number 2 driver, I should say, in the semi-pros. But it looks like he might just be behind. Yeah, he's just behind at this stage. Dane Van Heerden in the lead of the semi-pros. Dane Van Heerden actually at the front end of the field, doing a fantastic job of it at this stage. Justin Robertson up in the second. He's got through on Upton. Here come the Rue boys and Devin Robertson. Devin Robertson already going to look on the inside of turn 6. Yes, he's got through. Perfectly done. Oh, and change of surface flag as well being shown there. So possibly a little bit of debris on the circuit. They're going to have to be aware of that. But these semi-slicks will take it up and no worries at all for them. Devin, the meat in the sandwich between the 2 Rue boys now as he looks to go on the inside. But there's already a maneuver. Upton under attack there from the 23 car. And you can see just how hard Charles Rue's having to push to find a way past on Upton. Ian Upton just keeping them all at bay right now. They come into the main straight again and Devin Robertson gets the drive down, trying to find a way past there on Rue. Hasn't been able to make it stick. Change up for the lead. And nearly a change up in the background as well. Looks like a little bit of a maneuver. And it was quite a harsh maneuver there from Justin Robertson to find a way past and get through on Dane Van Heerden. But Van Heerden was up for the task. He's into second place now, and Upton is third. Robertson is fourth as he just forces a mistake from the 23 there. 23 there of Roo. And it looks like Charles is going to have to fight hard here because he's got pressure already being applied right on his tail by Geralt. Further back, Jagger Robertson has recovered nicely. He's starting to come in the mix here with the mid-pack and the AutoZone car there of Johan van der Venter. And the two of them having a nice little fight. This is a great drive here from Dane van Heerden. One of the best we've seen out of him, but Roo shows him the way up to turn 2 and around the high side of turn 2 as well. It drops completely away from him, and I think he got caught out by that one. He was watching the car on his outside, and he looks like he might lose out to both the Roo boys and potentially to Upton as well. Yes, Richard Upton makes him pay as they come out of the corkscrew. Further back, the 31 car still fighting hard in the mid-pack, and Richard van Heerden going at it side by side with Levine. Great stuff between the two of them. Steve Levine putting that Ziegler car into the mix. Speaking of the mix, here we go. Further up the road. Oh, sideways and completely locked up. Roo got tagged. Oh no, that's big. That is massive there for Charles Roo. He's going to lose out a huge amount of ground, and I think Gerrit was caught out as well. Gerrit's on the outside, Charles on the inside, and the car stricken in the middle of the circuit there, causing big problems for a lot of drivers. Unfortunately, just didn't quite work out. Checkered flag eventually comes out, and it's Robertson and Robertson 1 and 2. Justy taking the win this time to beat out Devin Robertson, but both of them getting their class honours. Justin takes it ahead of Gerrit Roo and Johan van der Venter, and Devin takes it ahead of Upton and Steve Levine. Dane van Heerden yet again top of the semi-pro, beating out Chris Hoy, and Jagger Robertson, third one in a row there for the young line. After all the great action on the South Coast at Dezzi Raceway, make sure you join us in Pekisa and Welkom on the 15th of September for the next round of our EV Dynamics Inland Championship.